Ready. Yep.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Buttery Show, where we discuss movies, video games, and many other things in the world of entertainment. And today, we are finishing off Shrek Month. One more day. That's right. Shrek Forever After, also known as Shrek the Final Chapter. I don't know why they changed the name for that, but you know. But hey, at least they didn't use the number 4. You right there, buddy? Hello? Can you hear me? Hold on. I think we're getting some technical issues here. Let me just make sure that yeah, my audio and video are working fine. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right there.
All right. I was really
you.
worried for a second there. Okay, so here we go. We are here to discuss Shrek Forever After, also known as Shrek the Final Chapter. Of course, given the speculation, there might be a 5th movie.
Yeah, mine are fine. You're just kind of, I guess.
Yeah. So I have no idea if like there is going to be a 5th movie or not, but there's speculation. So, we'll see. Oh, and we have some people in the comments already. Thank you guys so much for watching. Your comments are always welcome. We'd love to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of Shrek Forever After? Did you guys watch in the original theaters? Did you watch it on Netflix during this week while we're doing Shrek Month? Let us know. What are some of your favorite scenes and stuff? So, Shrek Forever After aired in 2010. It was directed by Mike Mitchell, written by Josh Klausner, and obviously it's a DreamWorks film. 4th installment of the fairy tale comedy CGI animated known as Shrek, based on the book series by William Steig. This film had a budget of $135 to $165 million. How much would you say that it made back?
On a global box office, it did $752 million.
Someone did its research. Nice. So yeah, it didn't do as well as Shrek the Third did, but it still made a pretty penny. So all things considered, and of course, we do have our returning cast of Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Antonio Banderas as Shrek, Donkey, Fiona, and Puss in Boots. But we are now joined by a new cast member, Walt Dohrn. Dohrn. Sometimes RN looks like an M to me, so it's like, But yeah, Walt Dohrn, who played Rumpelstiltskin, and this guy has been involved in a lot of things. Aside from having roles in, aside from having both roles and staff credits in Shrek 2 in a deleted scene, apparently. Shark Tale, Madagascar, Shrek the Third, Puss in Boots, Rise of the Guardians, Trolls 2, Trolls 3, The Bad Guys, underrated movie, by the way, also based on a book. He also had staff roles in series such as Dexter's Laboratory, SpongeBob SquarePants, Monsters vs. Alien, the TV special, and 2 of the Trolls TV specials, as well as he had an acting role as the Cloud Guy. So let me ask you this. What was your first experience watching Shrek the Fourth? Shrek Forever After, I mean.
Probably watching it through Netflix, actually.
Recently or like a while back?
Yeah. More recent, honestly. This is one I kind of just fell by the wayside for me.
All right. Yeah, for me, it's actually a funny story because when it came out in 2010, I was planning on watching it, just not at the time when I actually did watch it because in actuality, I wanted my friends and I to go see the movie MacGruber for my 18th birthday. And so like, the four of us, like we carpooled after school. We were still in high
Yeah.
school. And I was the only one who had a car. So we drove all the way to the Canoga AMC back when they actually had an actual shopping mall there, with a bookstore. Before they closed it down and moved everything to the Westfield. Yeah, we were gonna go see MacGruber actually because I was a MacGyver fan as a kid, and when I started watching Saturday Night Live, like it was the Steve Martin episode where they featured MacGruber with a Pepsi episode, which were used as Super Bowl ads, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I fell in love with MacGruber because one, it's a parody of MacGyver, one of my favorite shows as a kid, and two, it actually featured Richard Dean Anderson as the guest character, where he reprises his role as MacGyver, and in the subsequent week, we get another MacGruber episode, also.
Oh, what? Nice.
Yeah, it's another Richard Dean Anderson episode where it turns out that MacGyver is actually MacGruber's father. So MacGruber's full name is MacGruber MacGyver. So naturally, when I found out that there was going to be a
Who would have thought?
yeah, when I found out there was going to be a MacGruber the movie, and it would be on my birthday, I wanted me and some of my friends to go out to the AMC to watch MacGruber, but unfortunately, one of my friends lied about his age. Turns out he was 16, and you need to be 17 in order to watch an R-rated movie. So we went to see Shrek Forever After instead, and the rest is history. Again, it's not that I did not want to see Shrek, it's just that I did not want to see Shrek that specific week. But, but that's how we ended up watching Shrek. Shrek Forever After, because, better to watch a fun fourth installment rather than not watch a movie at all. And yeah, the movie came out April 21st, so it's literally just a few days before my birthday. I don't really go around talking about my birthday, but there it is. Actually, I'm curious, what day of the week was my birthday that year? Because I'm just curious, because I know it was on a weekday because we did go after school. Let me see. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, we actually went on the day before my birthday because it was a weekday, but still, hey, it's still, if you are in high school, yeah, it's fun to just go straight to a movie theater after class. But with that in mind,
yeah.
Oh yeah. The reason we went to see MacGruber was because it was on the actual day it opened, which was April 23rd. Yeah. Okay, things are piecing together. Okay, but yeah, Shrek came to theaters 2 days before MacGruber did. So premiere week. All right. So one thing I noticed upon rewatching this movie is it has a lot of similarities to Spider-Man with a very infamous storyline. I know that it's the plot of this movie is more closely tied to It's a Wonderful Life, which is a fantastic Christmas film from the 1940s. But given the fact that it involves a 24-hour time period and explicitly making a Faustian bargain, it feels like Spider-Man One More Day. But not as bad, though. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. All right. So we have Walt Dohrn as Rumpelstiltskin. Now we've seen Rumpelstiltskin in past Shrek films, and he had a very different design back then. Even when we talked about Shrek 3, Prince Charming actually mentioned, and you, Rumpel, what's his face, Rumpelstiltskin. Well, aren't you upset that one woman promised you a child and you never got it? Where's your happily ever after? Well, surprisingly, we get to explore that with a different character design. Did you notice the change in character design when you watched it, and what were your thoughts on that?
I'm like, I wonder, like, why they changed it. Was it just their own decision, or did they just kind of forget how he looked in the previous movie?
Yeah. Apparently there's a fan theory going around that.
But other than that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a fan theory going around where the Rumpelstiltskin that we saw in Shrek the Third is the real Rumpelstiltskin, because like his backstory is more closely tied to the original story of Rumpelstiltskin, but the one in this movie, like his backstory is a lot more different.
Yeah.
So people are speculating that the one from this movie is an imposter, and I'm thinking that would be an interesting plot point if they actually expanded on this in the actual film. Like, what if there was an imposter who did steal Rumpelstiltskin's powers? Like if you're familiar with Doctor Who,
Who knows?
Yeah, because there's a scene where with a toy maker, where he trapped the master inside his tooth, and I'm like, why can't we see that? I want to see how he trapped the master in there. And like, if we defeat the toy master, does that mean that we bring back the master? So a lot of questions that I have about this, and so I love it when fan theories come up with ideas for expanded material, but there's no evidence. All right. So, one thing I really liked about this one line from The Office UK is when Tim, not to be confused with Jim, says that everyone has a happily ever after, but the story doesn't end right there. There are life is a series of moments, and there's moments after things fade to black. So, we have Shrek have his happily ever after in the third film. So now we're watching what happens after that. And yeah, it's like you have this honeymoon phase where you're happy. Yeah. You have the happy life with the kids, and you got the chaos with Donkey and his kids. And then the parents are just super tired, but then things get monotonous, and you got that 7-year itch thing going on. I find it to be a very interesting thing for them to expand on. What are your thoughts on them starting with that angle?
I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, we don't see that very often in movies and things like that. I mean, I remember one book when I was a kid had that called The Frog Prince Continued. Where, that was back when I was in second grade. Mm-hmm. Where it's sort of the story after the Frog Prince, where he kind of wanted to go back to being a frog.
Wow!
And so, at the end of that movie, at the end of that book, him and the princess both turned it back into frogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's interesting that you mention that, because I literally just remembered that there was a sequel to Rumpelstiltskin. And it's not so much of a sequel as much as it's a retelling. And what's really interesting is Yeah, so it's called Rumpelstiltskin's daughter, and basically, like the girl who's the main character in the original story, it's like when Rumpelstiltskin said, "Yeah, like I will weave this into gold for you, but you're gonna have to give me your firstborn child." Like basically, she says, "Well, if I'm gonna give you my firstborn child, then why don't I just marry you instead of the king?" And then we can have a kid together. And that's basically what happened. So years later, the same plot occurs where the main character Rumpelstiltskin have a daughter, but now it's the daughter who's being like trapped by the king to like weave hay into gold or whatever the original material was. So yeah, so she's like, yeah, I'm gonna need my dad's help for this one.
Yeah.
yeah. So I love that. When people come up with their own sequels for stuff. The one thing I don't really much care for is I remember there was like a sequel to Snow White by some company that wasn't Disney. The story wasn't bad, but it definitely had nothing to do with the original Snow White mythology, and it is not licensed by Disney, so it's like that exists. As long as we don't have an Anastasia too, I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I'm like looking like on Google Images, and I still can't get over the fact that Rumpelstiltskin's daughter was an actual thing that I just remembered existing. Like it's crazy, man. Yeah. I'm gonna pull it up right now because I just can't get over the fact that like it exists. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. So here is the image of the book cover. And in case you're wondering, no, that's not Rumpelstiltskin. That's the king. And the girl on the right is the actual daughter. So now I high-key really want to reread it just because it exists. I mean, like, look, I read the Shrek book like recently just to like really do my research on the Shrek series. It's actually kind of a funny book. I would highly recommend kids to read it. It's actually really funny and low key, even though the original movie is very loosely adapted from the book, and I cannot stress enough like how loosely adapted it is. We're talking Electric Sheep versus Blade Runner loose. But yeah, like if you read the book, it's like you kind of see the plot twist with Fiona coming. Yeah, so Shrek is just like frustrated with this, like, because there's so much chaos going on. And it's moments like this that I remember, I want to have kids, but I don't want to have a party for my kids until they're like 4. Like maybe a family gathering with maybe like a couple of friends, but like, no, we ain't doing any bootleg Chuck E. Cheese on the Van Nuys Boulevard until like you're 5 or 4. But like, when you're like cognizant enough to actually enjoy the actual like rides and stuff and bogus arcade machines, or just go to actual Chuck E. Cheese, like, man, I miss like 90s Chuck E. Cheese. Like that was like the best. But yeah, no, it's I don't know why some families do that. Like when it's your first birthday, you're not gonna remember it. You might have like vibes of it, but like you're not gonna remember it. You may as well just have like a park party. There's nothing wrong with a park party. Just have a barbecue. But man, those 3 pigs just pigging out on the cake and the lollipops and the muffins. and the cookies. And what I found the most insulting is there was a second cake, which means Shrek got pissed off for nothing. He was wrongfully agitated.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you're in the wrong for exploding, but also like the paparazzi. It's like okay, like anyone going to Morphicon this year for the first time ever, let me give you some advice based on this movie. When actors are at their panels or tables, you're more than welcome to approach them. That's what they're there for. But if they happen to be walking to a restaurant or back to their hotel room, please don't harass them. They're people too. Because I remember one time a certain Pink Ranger like on our way to like our hotel room was like trapped in a elevator with me and like 20 other people, and they were like, well, if you've ever seen like that scene from The Simpsons where Homer like carries Luke Mark Hamill past that crowd of like Star Wars fans, that's basically me right there. And I had health problems. So like imagine this guy who's like dying carrying an actor because some people don't know boundaries. So yeah, if you see your favorite ogre at a birthday party, don't ask him to roar. Give him his space. He's probably busy. Do the roar.
Yes.
A roar. I don't like it. Do the real roar. You know what's funny is that there was a character just like that in an episode of Hannah Montana. And I distinctly remember that actor who played that character because he would later go on to be a main character in Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. And I swear, when I first saw that when I first saw that episode of Dragon Knight, I'm like, hey, it's that guy from that one episode of Hannah Montana. Interestingly enough, it was the episode where they first introduced Cody Lindley to that show, who is best friends with Hector David Jr. So that's how we tie in everything from Kamen Rider to Power Rangers. Okay. But yeah, this isn't Morphin Network. This is the Buttery Show. But we do get more backstory about King Harold and Queen Lillian, because as it turns out, Prince Charming wasn't the only person that Shrek screwed over. Turns out Lillian
was Rumpelstiltskin because he saved her right as they were about to.
Yeah, like they were this close to like signing a deal when
they were about to sign the kingdom over.
Just moments before they could, the dude walks in and is like, Princess Fiona's been rescued. And so they tear up the contract, and it got pathetic to the point that even freaking Pinocchio is like kicking his ass. If you're not here to read parts, then I suggest you get out of here.
That's hilarious.
How about we make a deal, boy? I'm not a real boy. Would you like to be? I swear that could have been interpreted differently if you wanted to. I'm not a real boy. Do you want to be?
It could have.
Yeah, so Pinocchio rightfully kicks him out. I love that Pinocchio kicks him out. Finally, Pinocchio gets gets hard. And I'm not talking about his nose. But yeah. So it just so happens that Rumpelstiltskin overhears Shrek complaining about his new domesticated life. He's like, I just wanted one more day as a real ogre. Well, I was an ogre, but you're not a real ogre. You're a human that turned into one. You spend your half of your life inside a castle, and I spent the other half of my life inside a castle. Yeah, and so Shrek makes a deal, and here's the thing about making a deal. Always have your lawyer present, because you don't know what Faustian consequences happen in the fine print. And believe me, I've read plenty of Ghost Rider, Go It.
Pretty much.
Let's see, Ghost Rider, Go It, Rod Serling, Butch Hartman, because there was an episode with Norm the Genie. Let's see. Who wrote Master and Margarita? I'm pretty sure there was a Faustian bargain in that one. Oh, God, it's going to bother me all day. But yeah, anytime a bargain is involved, there's always consequences. And me, I can appreciate a good bargain. Oh, even, and I have to say, I love Al Pacino, because he also likes to bargain, except for that one time when he bargained with Adam Sandler to be in a Dunkin' Donuts commercial. But yeah, so now we're ripped.
Oh man,
yeah. So now we're ripped into like this world where like Shrek is still reviled, not like Ivan Ooze, but still quite reviled. Even to the point that he pulls a Mojo Jojo by disguising himself as a bride.
Yeah.
Oh snap! I just realized Geki Ranger made a Powerpuff reference. Because both shows had a monkey disguised as a bride. Oh man, how am I gonna? Oh man, I can't wait to tell this to Nikolai. But yeah, so as it turns out, ogres are obscenely reviled, but witches now are basically the military police of this new world. Because as it turns out, in exchange for one day, the day Shrek was born has been erased from history, so now no one knows he exists. So basically, it's kind of like watching Kamen Rider Deno the movie combined with It's a Wonderful Life. And boy, is it a terrible life, because Fiona never got rescued. Harold and Lillian actually signed over the kingdom, and they got sacrificed in the process. And because... Actually, come to think of it, hold on. I'm wondering if they wanted Fiona to be rescued, if they bargained for Fiona to be rescued, then how come she broke herself out?
No idea why.
I feel like there's something missing here. Like, did Rumpelstiltskin grant her the initiative to escape? Like, what's going on? Because, like, obviously, like, Harold and Lillian actually did make a bargain, like with the signature and everything. So, like, what did they get from it? That's what I want to
know.
Yeah, but also, how crazy is it that if only they waited just a little bit longer, technically Prince Charming would be there to rescue her. But then again, Prince Charming didn't have to deal with dragons. So I wonder, tonight on Death Battle, we have Prince Charming versus Dragon. I'm curious now, who do you guys think would win in a fight between Prince Charming from Shrek 3, well, Shrek 2, versus Dragon from Shrek 1? Like, would he be able to defeat her and rescue Fiona? I'm curious. Also because like Fiona never got rescued by anyone, and subsequently wasn't eaten by Dragon. What happened to Farquaad? Because the reason Farquaad is dead is because he was eaten by a dragon, and Dragon's there because she left the castle to find Donkey. And the reason why Donkey was even in the castle is because Shrek needed to rescue Fiona in order to in order to give her to Farquaad to save his swamp. But the thing is, there would still be a bunch of knights working for Farquaad trying to rescue the princess. So, like, if Shrek's not here, then there's no way Dragon could have killed Farquaad. So what happened to him in this timeline? See, this is something I'm actually interested in. Like, if anyone has seen a deleted scene where like he shows up in the background, definitely tell us. I want to like spyglass this. And of course, we do see the altered versions of our heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Donkey is a deadbeat, and he's working as a cart / Spotify for a group of witches. Fiona is now a warrior princess. Bum, 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 bum. I know that's not the theme song to Xena, but like it sounds similar enough. And of course, Puss in Boots is now also dead. He let himself go, and he's drinking all this milk. He's like, I got all the milk I can drink, and all the mice I can chase. I'll chase them later. I don't wear my boots anymore. They do not fit me. I'm very big boned. Donde está mi leche? But yeah, so what were some of your favorite changes in this new reality?
That was kind of funny seeing Puss get like be fat and all that. Like, because now that he has no reason to work, I mean, he kind of just let himself go.
Yeah,
and also like seeing Fiona, like I want to know how she like got out of there or whatnot.
Well, the thing is, she basically has Saiyan DNA
cool,
from her mom. But you're not wrong. I would have loved to see a flashback of her actually pulling it off. But it also begs the question: why didn't she just do it sooner? It's like, just wait till nighttime for you to turn into an ogre, and then use your Saiyan pride in order to defeat the dragon. Yeah. But yeah, so there is a resistance movement against the witches ruled by Rumpelstiltskin, and among the members, we have John Hamm as Brogan, Jane Lynch as Gretchen, and probably my favorite, Craig Robinson as Cookie. Oh man, I would have to say, as far as the new characters go, Cookie is my favorite. It's like, what is this? What chimichanga stand? We don't need a chimichanga stand. Oh, trust me, you're gonna need a chimichanga stand with all that coup de grace you're planning on doing. All right, once we defeat Rumpelstiltskin and eat all those chimichangas, we're gonna go to the MCU universe and make sure that Hugh Jackman gets more roles. Yeah. Although this is before X-Men First Class came out, but you still feel the energy. Chimichangas. I love chimichangas. They're like burritos. Frijoles. That is the main difference, right? Like, just con frijoles, sin frijoles. Yeah. All I know is that for some reason Deadpool's a big fan of them.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, it's typically not fried, and chimichanga's deep fried. Okay, so that's a difference. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll stick to as long as it's depending on how you fry it. Yeah, I think I'll go with the chimichanga because I like that crispy texture. But yeah, so we have a failed resistance because they hire an. By the way, first of all, what is it up with witches and cupcakes? I gotta know. Like, do you have any theories on those?
No, I don't really have any theories on it. Like, as to where that tie comes from.
Yeah. And then of course we get
never really thought about it.
Yeah, and then you have the Nintendo meme where it's like we need some ideas. So and so, actual good idea. get thrown out the window. Because that actually happened. It's like get faster brooms, get pointier hats, hire an assassin. No, what a world. Actually, that's a good idea. We'll hire an assassin. Not gonna lie though, normally that would make me laugh, but this time around it kind of hit harder because it does remind me of a scene from Schindler's List, though. A very specific scene, but that's basically the gist of it. Yeah. And yes, the assassin they hire is none other than the Pied Piper of Hamlet. And I love how he strides right in on top of a cloud of rats. And then he makes witches break dance. And then we get one of the best lines in the movie. It's one of the best lines from not only Shrek, but also one of the best lines from Power Rangers. It's time to pay the piper. No, really. Piper. Like, get me my checkbook. Oh, the horrid things I missed. Lord Farquaad. The fairy godmother. The, hold on. Oh, man, I have... Okay. Lord Farquaad's wedding. Fairy godmother's musical number. Rapunzel's alopecia. Okay. Not to roast people with alopecia. Like, you guys are good. Except for one person in particular. You know who you are. That one specific individual. Yeah, but yeah. And of course, that chimichanga stand did not help at all, despite Shrek trying to seduce Fiona. And god damn it, I respect his efforts for trying. What a beautiful scene when they were like sparring. But of course, shake your groove thing, shake your groove thing, shake your groove thing, yeah. No, shake your groove thing, shake your groove thing. Thankfully, Donkey and Puss were able to rescue Shrek and Fiona. And I do love that one joke. This is a catastrophe, and you, sir, are a donkeyless. Yeah. I don't think it's just a catastrophe. I also think it's a cataclysm.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but at least we were able to
as well.
Yeah, and at least we were able to avert that assassination attempt.
Yep.
But yeah, so Shrek makes another deal. He tries to like save all the other ogres in exchange for his own life. Oh yeah, and there is a time limit. If True Love's first kiss doesn't happen by sunrise, it's always True Love's first kiss. I love how they call back to that from Shrek 2. It's like, why is it always True Love's first kiss? And why is it always at midnight? Yeah. Well, one of those two things is consistent. Now it's sunrise. And of course, it didn't work the first time because she's not in love with you. You're in love with the idea of her. I swear, where's that line?
Yeah, no, it's basically like Thanos snap. I don't feel good.
Yeah. They do defeat the witches and the Rumpelstiltskin and the dragon of all characters, who unfortunately isn't easily seduced by Donkey this time around. But by doing the shoo thing from the beginning of the movie, I love a good Chekhov's gun, don't you? Yeah, so yeah, the dragon goes under the bridge and through the loop, and then we make it to the castle. But yeah, no, I don't feel good, Miss Fiona. Tell Aunt May.
Yeah.
But the best part is, I get to fall in love with you all over again. Or should I say, all ogre again.
All over again.
Yes. ogre, I can't help but going over the world we knew. Yeah, turns out you can do Frank Sinatra in a Glaswegian accent, as it turns out. But yeah, because they have true love's first kiss, they undid the spell. Everything's back to normal. Rumpelstiltskin's back to being a bum trying to scrounge out Krabby Patties from a dumpster. And of course, Shrek realizes the error of his ways. Turns out it really is a wonderful life. And I would love to spend one more day with my darling Fiona and my little Felicia. Not Hardy. And of course we get a redo of the song "Believer," originally by the Monkees. I appreciate that. It's now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. See, if you're gonna reuse the same ending song from the first movie, there was no point in making a fifth movie. There's just no point. Like, Shrek Forever After needs to be the last one. And all's well that ends well.
We don't need another one.
When everything is wrong, we make it right.
Mm-hmm.
Right back what is wrong, we move along. Along. Right back what is wrong, we move along. Yeah, and that's the movie. Oh yeah, and just to go over like some of the other actors that were there, yeah, there was what's her name? Jane Lynch. I think I mentioned Jane Lynch. God, I love Jane Lynch. Especially in 40-Year-Old Virgin and that one movie. Role Models. The one where Paul Rudd and Christopher Mintz-Piazzi dressed up as Kiss.
Which one?
Role Models.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like I was like,
yeah.
Why is Peter Chris Mintz-Piazzi the leader of the squad and not Paul Stanley Rudd? Yeah. Let's see. We also have we have Cody Cameron coming back as Pinocchio.
Right.
Yeah, we mentioned John Hamm. Larry King came back as Doris. And, just Doris for a brief cameo. Oh, Jeremy Steig was the Pied Piper. That's interesting. I wonder if he's related to... Yeah. I wonder if
Regis Philbin is the other ugly stepsister.
Yeah, Regis Philbin was the other stepsister from the previous movie. Yeah, I did mess up on that one. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, was Jeremy Steig related to the creator of the Shrek book? They have the same last name, so yeah. Let's see.
I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So, and we have Mike Mitchell and Ryan Seacrest. Yeah, Ryan Seacrest was the father of Butterpants. Do the roar. Yeah. Hey, since you're not doing anything, can you do the roar for my son? Butterpants out. But yeah. So all's well that ends well. So, what were some of your favorite scenes in this movie?
One of my favorite scenes, probably the Donkey and Puss rescue mission was where they have to rescue Shrek and Fiona. And then, I'd have to say the finale was really good. I mean, it ties everything together, brings it all full circle, and a good way to end the series. Like, we don't need another one. We don't want a Toy Story 4 scenario.
Oh, God, I hate Toy Story 4. And the worst part of it is there's going to be a Toy Story 5. Why? Like, we've seen... Okay, look, I wouldn't mind Toy Story 4 a little bit. I wouldn't mind certain parts of Toy Story 4. The movie in itself was completely redundant. But, like, the ending did hit hard. I will put some respect on the ending. But with that ending in mind, why do we need a Toy Story 5? Mm. Yeah.
It's just beating a dead bullseye.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, I just found out Jeremy Steig is in fact the son of William Steig. So yes, Pied Piper is played by the son of the guy who wrote the Shrek books. What a crazy cameo! What a crazy
What
cameo!
about?
Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea. It's great. Man. Let's see. Anything else? But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm thinking of the Tiny Toon Adventures because Tom Ruger was one of the main writers of it, and his son named. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's really cool. Learning about like this stuff about the Shrek franchise, and look, man, the original Shrek came out 23 years ago. Shrek 2 came out 20 years ago this month. Shrek 4 came out 14 years ago. So it's crazy that like this stuff that like we're still learning new things about this franchise that we did not know. Let's see. While cast members reported that a script was completed for a fifth Shrek film, development stalled and future plans are yet to be officially announced. Let's hope they stay stalled. I wonder if they. I wonder if there's any hints to what they might have.
Yeah, we don't need another one.
Abandoned by DreamWorks, leading to NBC Universal's planning acquisition of DreamWorks Animated. Film was released for 2019. Reported that had been tasked to reboot both Shrek and Puss, with the original cast potentially returning to reprise their roles. Yeah, so there's no information on what the plot might have entailed, but yeah, let's keep it at 4. I like that. We just switch gears to doing prequels to Puss in Boots. Actually, I haven't seen the second Puss in Boots. Did they ever like specify where in the Shrek timeline it occurred? Like, did it take place after?
I didn't see that one either. I didn't see the Puss in Boots spin-off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember watching the first one.
I didn't see either of them.
I did not care for it, to be honest. I like the idea of having a prequel. It's just, I just did not care for the plot as much, especially with like Selma Hayek as the Black Cat, what's her name, and Zach Galifianakis as Humpty Dumpty. I mean, don't get me wrong; they're not terrible casting choices. I would have loved to see these 3 actors do like chemistry together. Just that the overall plot of like, oh, let's get the Mother Goose from the giant from the beanstalk. It's just, I don't know. Especially since Mother Goose was one of the 2 villains from Shrek 4, it just feels weird that like there's a slight hint of retconning involved. Yeah, so I'm curious. It's 6th
but then again, Shrek 4 was basically alternate universe.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna watch Puss in Boots 2 later on, and then I'll just figure out where in the timeline it takes place. So, all right. So, so for my favorite scene, it's definitely the dance sequence with Cookie. It's like shake your groove thing, yeah. And yeah, it was kind of romantic seeing how like. Shrek and Fiona, it's like they're so star-crossed that even if they have no memory of each other, they would still reconnect. It's like if you've ever seen The Good Place or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, you know what I'm talking about. Where it's like you have like a group of characters that are like bonded by gravity. And in this case, Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, and Puss are these 4 souls bonded together by gravity. Okay, I'm done making JoJo references. So what was your favorite new character introduced in this movie?
Well, of course, yeah, Cookie the ogre, but also I kind of like the Pied Piper. Now that you mentioned that he was voiced by the creator's son.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was really torn between
making them with
Cookie
his
and Pied
breakdance is kind of
Piper.
fun.
Yeah, I was really torn between Pied Piper and Cookie, but I do love how Pied Piper does show up at the end of the movie, like forcing Rumpelstiltskin to breakdance. I would have to say, like, honestly, the only issue I have with this movie is that because we have a new timeline, I do want to know what happened to the previous villains. Like, what happened to Farquaad and Fairy Godmother and Prince Charming? Because like, on one hand, like, I'm wondering, like there's no one stopping Farquaad from doing his thing, so we can assume that he's still torturing Gingy. Or something worse, like and as far as Fairy Godmother, I imagine she might be particularly pissed off that, like, oh, King Harold and Queen Lillian like went behind her back. It's like, oh, you wanted to make one deal with one devil, and now trying to make another deal with a different devil to undo the first deal. Like I am not in the mood for this, Harold. And when I get, what this does to my appetite. Yes, I would like to get a little night's meal, thank you, and extra fries, salty, please. Yes. Yeah, we did not mention the fast food joke in the second movie, but there was a fast food joke. Yeah, so like I would say that's the one downside for me for these films. But other than that, it's like I am curious. I did enjoy this movie, even though it's probably the weakest of the four.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what are your final thoughts, and what's your score out of 10?
Overall, final thoughts. It felt like a satisfying conclusion to the whole Shrek movie universe. I mean, not counting the post spin-offs. But overall rating, I'd probably give it like a solid 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
like a pretty good, solid end.
Nice. I would give it an 8. It's all right. Like, it had good moments. It's not minimally passing. Like, there were clever things about it, and learning more about the film, I do appreciate it more now than I did when I first watched it. Again, I was more, and I will admit, I was a little peeved about not being able to watch MacGruber. So it's like, it's kind of like when you like drink orange soda expecting it to taste like strawberry soda. It tastes terrible, not because the orange soda in itself tastes terrible, but because you're expecting strawberry. So by the standards of strawberry soda, orange soda tastes terrible. So it's like, so I will say this. I feel like when I first watched the movie, I was a little bit more harsh on it compared to now. So I will admit to that. But with that in mind,
okay,
I still think it's the weakest of the 4 films, but I don't think the gap is as wide as I remember it being. So I want to give it a solid 8. It could still be better, but it could have also been much worse. Much worse. Oh, yeah. All right, so let's see what the comments have to say. Let us know what you guys thought about these movies. Nematrix92 says Shrek One More Day. Yeah, Shrek One More Day. Because he made a deal with the devil involving 24 hours and his ginger love forgot his existence. Yeah, I guess. I just don't want to think about it because One More Day is rightfully hated by a lot of people, and honestly, there's a lot of incorrect marketing about One More Day, because it's not so much that Peter made a deal with the devil to make Mary Jane forget about him. It's more like Mary Jane made that deal. And if we really think about it, it's kind of Aunt May's fault because she forced because she kind of pressured Peter to giving away his identity because of the Patriot Act. And so like because everyone knows that he's Spider-Man, someone tried to assassinate him because he is Spider-Man, and that's how Aunt May died. But when Aunt May died, Mary Jane's the one that wanted to make the deal with the Mephistopheles to bring Aunt May back, even though it would mean losing all memories of Peter. And basically they have 24 hours to stay in a bedroom and just talk. I'm like, really? That's why it's called One More Day? Oh my god, it's worse now that I know the actual plot. But yeah, no, this is why I'd rather read Kiss 4K, but that's just me. Yes, how did I not see this? Yeah, I think a lot of people did not see this. But now that I did see this, I want to unsee this. Let's see. Remembering the comparison of Shrek Forever After and Spider-Man One More Day, One More Day. It's like that SNL skit. It's like you got We Are the World 2 for Haiti, then you got We Are the World 3 for the We Are the World 2 disaster. It's like the recording of We Are the World 2 was such a disaster they had to make a third one about the second one. All I remember was that Bobby Moynihan played Crosby Stills. That's all I remember. Bobby Moynihan as Crosby Stills. And the thing is, the people were writing that joke for a while because even in 30 Rock season 3 finale, they had like a parody of that called Kidney Now, where it's like he needs a kidney and you only really need one. Give Milt a kidney. And there was even a rap portion where it's like, would you rather be ravaged by one dog or ravaged by two dogs? How is this different? I'm like, really? I don't think you can compare having a kidney to being ravaged by dogs. But that's just me. Tomazin Travisin Kids. I hope I got your name right. I like that picture of Goku back when he was adorable and fun. Nice video. Thank you. We appreciate that. Oh man, I missed the original Dragon Ball. That series was way more fun. Like Goku versus Murasaki was always way better than Goku versus Jiren, in my opinion. Okay, it's time to pay the piper. No, really. Yeah, that was a great line. I love it. That was a great line. That's it for the comments. Thank you guys for participating with us for Shrek Month, which is finally over. We can live happily ever after. Knowing that we've discussed all 4 Shrek films, and if there's ever going to be a Puss in Boots 3, maybe we'll revisit the entire Puss in Boots trilogy. With that in mind, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon, stay notified for our latest videos, and share our video because it helps out with the algorithm. If you want to hear our past thoughts on all 4 Shrek films, you can watch them here on YouTube because we did all 4 videos finally. And we've done other series like the Crow franchise, which tomorrow will be the 30th anniversary screening. We've done the Naked Gun trilogy. We've done Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials. We've done video game movies, anime movies, all kinds of movies. We might revisit some stuff, maybe do a Keanu month soon, or at least John Wick month in October because 10-year anniversary and whatnot. And check out our sister channel, the Morphin Network, where it's Morphin Time all the time, where we discuss all kinds of things tokusatsu. That includes Ultraman Rube on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gotchard on Wednesdays. Not this Wednesday, we're doing it on Friday. Bakage Sentai Boom Boom Jiro on Thursdays, and we're doing the season finale of Kamen Rider Kiva this Sunday. So be sure to watch that and find out what season of Kamen Rider we're going to be doing on Sundays after that. So, and all that and more on that channel. And if you want to check out our personal content, Where can the ladies and gentlemen in Human Gears find you, my good friend?
You can find me over on Instagram at that blue dinosaur guy.
And you could find me on Instagram at Boken_Koto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKoto. And by the way, I will be attending Robo Toy Fest, so if you want to say hi, you can see me there. There's going to be a lot of great talents there this year, so definitely come check it out. Definitely, like the Robo Toy Fest is where I usually get all my Gunpla or Megazords and stuff like that. And of course, both of us are going to be at Power Morphicon this August, so definitely say hi to the both of us if you happen to be there at Pasadena Pasadena Convention Center. Robo Toy Fest is Burbank Marriott, so they moved that convention, but Morphicon is where it's always been, except for literally that one time we discussed earlier in this video. Yeah, and with that in mind, stay safe, stay hydrated, update your emergency kits, hug your loved ones, and may you all live happily ever after. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.